There comes a point in life when you begin to truly understand something powerful. Being alone doesn't mean you're broken. It doesn't mean you're damaged or less than. It means you're finally learning to breathe on your own, without needing someone else's permission to exist. You're no longer gasping for air, trying to please people who never saw your worth. You're not lonely, you're healing. You're growing into someone stronger. You're finally protecting your peace instead of constantly sacrificing it. Sometimes God will isolate you, not because He's angry with you, but because He's preparing you. He knows that the next version of you requires silence, discipline, and focus. He knows that sometimes strength is born in the stillness, not the noise, and often the only way to hear your own voice, the voice you've been drowning out, is to walk alone for a while. So today I want to tell you something that most people never learn in their lifetime. You are not stronger because someone stayed. You are stronger because you got back up after they walked away. You pleaded for loyalty from people who didn't even offer you respect. You gave your time, your energy, your whole heart to people who only came around when it was easy, when it was convenient. But when you truly needed them, when your soul cried out, they were gone. Stop chasing those who made a choice to leave. If someone can walk out of your life without even a second thought, they were never meant to stay in the first place. Let them walk. Let them misunderstand you. Let them think you're cold, detached, or distant. You're not bitter. You're just tired. Tired of being drained by people who never poured into you. Being alone isn't a curse. It's clarity. It's sacred space being made for the blessing you've been praying for. And in that silence, something profound happens. You begin to hear the truth. You begin to notice how much of yourself you shrank just to make others feel comfortable. You realize you dimmed your light so that others wouldn't feel insecure around your brilliance. You were squeezing your greatness into boxes that were never meant to contain you. But that part of your life is over. You're done compromising your truth to keep shallow relationships. You're done making yourself small. This chapter is yours. Alone, yes, but full of power. In solitude, you remember who you are. You rebuild. You gain clarity. You develop discipline. You stop seeking validation from people who haven't even begun to love themselves. You're not supposed to be available to everyone. You're not here to be liked by the masses. You're here to evolve, to rise. The late nights, the early mornings, the quiet sacrifices. You make them alone. No one applauds the battle behind your calm expression. No one knows the pain behind your smile. And yet you keep moving, because deep down you understand that the path to greatness is narrow. And narrow paths are rarely crowded. In fact, they are often walked alone. In solitude, your thoughts gain sharpness. Your spirit finds peace, and your vision becomes unshakable. True transformation doesn't happen in public. It happens in the dark, in the quiet, in the unseen moments when no one is watching. When you emerge stronger, wiser, unbreakable, people will ask where you've been. Just smile and say, I was building in silence. Not everyone will recognize your worth. Some people will keep you in cycles of pain just to feel powerful. You cannot bloom in the same soil that buried you. You can't calm a storm while standing in the middle of it. Sometimes the only way to heal is to walk away, not with anger, but with self-respect. You deserve peace. You deserve clarity. You deserve the kind of love that reflects the way you give it. Sometimes losing people is the only way you find yourself again. Don't fear solitude. Fear being surrounded by people who make you feel invisible. The ones meant for your journey will recognize your value without explanation. You don't need to shrink. You don't need to settle. Be alone until your solitude becomes your sanctuary. Be alone until your peace is louder than your pain. Because when you fall in love with your own company, you stop inviting chaos just to feel less alone. Your energy is sacred. Protect it like treasure. This chapter is not about others, it's about you, your growth, your healing, your purpose. Wake up with purpose. Meditate. Pray. Take action when no one else is watching. Work in the silence. Let pain mold you into something unstoppable. Build the life they said you couldn't. You owe no one an explanation for putting yourself first. You've broken yourself too many times for people who wouldn't even bend for you. Now it's your turn. This is your moment. Own it fully. Sometimes the noise of the world is so deafening. It drowns out God's whisper. But in solitude, you'll finally hear him clearly. He's not ignoring you. He's preparing you. He's clearing the path, redirecting your steps, strengthening your spirit. Rejection wasn't failure. It was redirection. That heartbreak, a revelation. The silence, it wasn't punishment. It was preparation for everything you were meant to become. Don't confuse stillness with stagnation. Just because things are quiet doesn't mean they aren't moving. God is working, even when you can't see it. He needed your full attention, because what's coming next is too big to be shared with people who don't carry your vision. Look at yourself. You've survived it all. Heartbreak, betrayal, failure, and you're still here, still rising, still becoming. Every scar shaped you. Every tear taught you. Every quiet moment refined your soul. You're not the same. You're wiser, bolder, more focused. You don't need their applause. You don't need their understanding. You finally understand yourself. You know your worth. You know your power. And you're no longer afraid to stand alone. Let them question your silence. Let them doubt your distance. You're not bitter. You're built. You are the version of you that you were always meant to become. If this message resonates deep in your spirit, if you've ever found comfort in silence, know this: you are not alone. You're just walking the rare path that only the brave dare to walk. And that's exactly where greatness lives. Comment below, I choose my peace. Let the world know you've stopped waiting for rescue. You've already begun saving yourself. The people who walked away, they taught you what never to settle for again. The loneliness, it taught you to rely on your own strength. The silence, it revealed your divine power. You weren't born to fit in. You were born to stand tall, to move differently, to lead with purpose. So if that means walking alone, walk with your head held high. Walk with courage, because this solitude is not your weakness, where your true power was born.